because we have an amazing all-star panel that I'd like to introduce. First and foremost, this panel is going to be an end-of-the-year review of the New York Medical Cannabis Program, talk about where we're at, where we started back in January 7th when we turned the key to where we are today. We're going to talk about the present, hopefully the future, and I'd like to introduce our panelists. First, I have Mr. Fred Polzinelli from Polzinelli Public Affairs. They are the lobbyist and public relations and business development wing for Pharmacanis, one of our 5 registered organizations in New York State. Fred, would you please come on up and have a seat right now. Second, I would like to introduce Mr. Brian Clenahan. He is the Chief of Staff for Senator Diane Savino. He is her legal counsel. And Brian, if you wouldn't mind coming on up, please have a seat. And third, I would like to welcome Assemblyman Dick Godfrey, who I like to call our champion. Okay? We're talking about a guy who has been fighting this battle for decades, when most of us didn't even really consider what medical cannabis is, and he continues to rail against our governor and expand this program. And I've been trying to get Assemblyman Godfrey here since the inception of the CHA, and it's an honor to have him here. Also, I'd like to welcome my main man, Mr. Hannon Kolko. He is the attorney for Meyer, Swazi, English & Klein. Also, he represents Superior Health. Great to see you, Hannon. Yeah. And just a great guy, and it's great to have you here, Hannon. And last but not least, he came all the way from Colorado, one of the very few rock stars in the industry. He actually pushed aside the largest cannabis conference in America to come here to be with you all today. He's the founder of the Flowering Hope Foundation, the creator of Haley's Hope, and an exciting new cannabis protocol called Cannatol, Mr. Jason Cranford. Good to see you, Howard. Thanks for coming. So, the way we're going to do our panel tonight, I'm going to let each one of these gentlemen come on up, talk for about 10 or 15 minutes about themselves, why they're here, and then we're going to open it up to questions from the audience, and I'm going to moderate the panel. So, without any further ado, I'd like to welcome Fred. Come on up, and thanks.
This is a lot more fun than my day job, I can tell you. Well, thank you, Scott, and thank you for allowing me to come by tonight. Thank you for all of you, everybody on this panel, certainly our champions of the industry. Anyway, my name is Fred Polzinelli. I operate Polzinelli Public Affairs. We are lobbyists, PR, business development type people. We're here in New York, and we also have an office in Albany. I've had the fortune of working with Pharmacanis for a couple of years now, and my life has changed since I started working with them. So I'll tell you how I first got started. I had the opportunity to meet some folks who were bidding on the New York process a couple years ago. And as a lobbyist, I figured that, well, these are people who are just using the medical angle to someday get a recreational license, because that's where all the money is made. And, you know, medical programs are great for medical, or so they say, but I'm sure that these people probably are angling for recreational. And then I met a 12-year-old named Mackenzie who lives in Utica, New York, who wears a helmet every day because she has pediatric epilepsy. And I was with her and her parents and her service dog, and she dropped to the ground in front of me with a seizure. And at that point, my life was changed. And I realized, and I'm not here to preach, but something clicked in my brain, and I realized that this was not about recreational, that this is some pretty serious stuff. And I had the good fortune of getting to know her parents, and over time I learned about the endocannabinoid system and the science behind medical cannabis, and I'm floored by it. And so, long story short, Pharmacanis ended up getting awarded a license. They were scored first out of 43 applicants by the State Department of Health. And next thing you knew, we were building a greenhouse in Orange County. We have 4 dispensaries around the state. We just opened the first in the Bronx, the 3rd ever in New York City. We're open in Albany, Syracuse, and Buffalo. And it's beyond amazing what we're seeing. I mean, we're seeing month after month, people are coming in saying, we can't believe what's happening, but our daily opioid intake is down 25%. To me, that is incredible, because really, the medical marijuana program, medical cannabis program in New York is about a lot of things, but one of which is combating opioid addiction. It's doing that. And that is, in my opinion, possibly the most important thing that we're doing. I mean, it's very real. So people who are taking pills every day are finding that medical cannabis is a pretty good substitute, and they're going into the medical cannabis program not thinking that. It's sort of just happening over time. And, you know, we're really happy to be a part of it. And does the New York State program have problems? Sure, every program has problems. It started small. It's a restrictive program. The state, in my opinion, did a pretty good thing, which was starting small, as long as they're willing to expand. And about a month ago, the state announced that they are expanding the program, and they're going to include chronic pain. They're looking at a delivery model. We're allowing nurse practitioners to prescribe. So it's really all about patient access, in my opinion. It's all about people who are sick right now, who have one of the 10 qualifying conditions, knowing what the program's all about, knowing how to find a doctor, knowing how to get certified, and then sitting with a pharmacist to get the product that they need. And there's a bottleneck, there's no question about it. I mean, people are having trouble finding doctors. The state will not release the physician list, and they have their reasons for doing it, and agree or disagree, we just have to work around it, because right now people are suffering every day, and we can't just sit back and wait for the state to move. So I especially enjoy hearing your commentary, what you've done in New Jersey. I mean, it's remarkable. You know, I've had the pleasure of working with the United War Veterans Council here in New York. They're the organization that hosts the parade. You know, we've been working with them for over a year, and we've been educating them, and it's a big problem. I mean, our veterans come home and they're in a situation where they're pretty much forced to take pills, whether they want to or not. You know, their pensions are at risk. Marijuana is a terrible thing. I don't like to use the word marijuana either. I never do. It's cannabis. Because I don't want to perpetuate that stigma. And anyway, I think PTS is coming soon. I had a Veterans Day, but it didn't. But I think that we could be seeing that inside of 90 days. I really believe that. I think that chronic pain will come on board, which will include a whole host of ailments in the next 60, 90 days, you know, and the same with deliveries. So, you know, it's tough right now. There are only 5 license holders. The issue right now is not capacity, it's demand, it's patient demand. You know, PharmaCannabis has a 130,000 square foot greenhouse in Orange County. We're currently using 7% of it. More patients, more product. That's the name of the game. So right now, I spend 99.99% of my life working with government regulators, like our esteemed assemblyman here, along with Brian, and educating physicians, talking to media outlets, talking to patient groups, hosting roundtables. Really, it's all about education, because nobody really understands what this program's about. They don't get it. They don't understand what a tincture is. They don't know why you can't smoke it. So like Scott mentioned, you know, I'm an entrepreneur. I started my business over 10 years ago, and you know, I take a lot of pride in that. And I would say that for people who want to start businesses, a lot of opportunities. But you got to read. Read all the time. Read regulations. Go state by state. Read the media publications that come out. Don't just read Marijuana Business Daily. Read the New York Times. See what's happening in the healthcare world. See what's happening in the heroin world, because it's all intertwined. You know, we're combating heroin, like I said. So, I'm not sure what else to say. I'm sure people have questions. I'm looking forward to answering whatever I can. You know, again, I thank you. It is a movement. It's unbelievable. It cured my grandmother's rheumatoid arthritis. I don't know what else to say. I saw it with my own 2 eyes. My brother Nick and I, I'll get into that real quick. So my grandmother lives in Schenectady, New York. She got horrible rheumatoid arthritis. Her wrist is all screwed up, deformed. Can't drink wine anymore, can't cook anymore. And for a little old Italian grandma, that's a really big deal. So what we saw happen about a year ago was her just mental state went into the tubes. She's no longer happy, she's depressed, she can't move. It was just a horrible thing. So I said, Grandma, go to your rheumatologist, ask her about medical marijuana. Rheumatoid arthritis is not a qualifying condition, so you can't get it anyway. But go talk to this person. I want to see what the doctor has to say. Because a lot of times doctors know everything and you can't tell them anything new. She went to her rheumatologist. Her rheumatologist said, no, don't do it. It's terrible. If you do it, you're gonna start doing heroin. It's bad. Don't do marijuana. My grandmother comes back. She says, I'm sorry, Freddy, I can't do it. You know what I said, okay, that's fine. I live here in the city, she lives upstate. I went back to see her a couple weeks later, she's still upset, she's only getting worse. I said enough is enough. My brother and I went online, we found a company out of Colorado, they make a topical, like a lot of companies make topicals, 100 milligrams of CBD, it was an 8-ounce bottle, lots of fun oils and extracts involved as well. We ordered it, we gave it to her, we forced her to take it. She was reluctant, she took it one day, she put it on another day. 3 days later, hand to God, she calls and she says, Freddy, I got a tingle in my wrist, I don't know what it is, I don't know what, she didn't know what it was. So I said, just keep doing what you're doing, twice a day, in the morning and night. My aunt goes over for dinner at night, she puts it on. 2 weeks later, she thinks that the swelling's going down. Me, I didn't believe it. I said, all right, good, Grandma, yeah, the swelling's going down, great. I saw her a month later, her swelling was going down. Now, granted, she was on pills for 6 years. The swelling fluctuated, okay? The rheumatologist pills would make the swelling go down great, but it would always come back, and the pain was always there. 3 weeks after that, her swelling was gone. To this day, it never came back. This past Mother's Day, she put her wedding ring on for the first time.
Wow.
Because her finger was so swollen. Yeah, it was crazy. You know, we went to a graduation party, the whole family was there, was 100 people, and everybody walked up to her and they go, what the hell did you do? What did you do? What did you, how did you, you're cured, your rheumatoid arthritis is gone, you're bubbly, you're happy, everything's great. And she said, it's the medical marijuana, and now I've got my whole family back. And so, it's unbelievable, it works, it's science. You know, the public relations battle has been serious over the last 100 years in this country. You know, reefer madness, it's a real thing. And now I think we're starting to turn the corner. I mean, the map up there that showed the whole West Coast is recreational now. I mean, New York is a medical model, so we're not concerned with, you know, what may or may not happen down the road. I know there was a question about, you know, what does the rec market look like in New York? I mean, Massachusetts going rec, that's going to change the conversation a little bit. That changes the chessboard. Whereas maybe I would have figured we were 4, 5, 6 years out. I think sooner rather than later we're going to start to see tourism dollars go across state lines, and then I think a whole host of new topics, Assemblyman Godfrey, us lobbyists are going to be talking with you about. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. In any event, right now it's all about getting patients who qualify now the product they need. They got to find doctors. They got to get certified. They got to go sit with a pharmacist, have a consultation, and see where it goes. And I have not, in my personal opinion, I haven't found anybody who came back to us at PharmaCann and said that there was some sort of adverse effect. It can tend to make you a little tired, and so you want to be careful there. But overall, it's been all positive. We're looking forward to continuing to grow the program. It's not happening fast enough, obviously, but there's a lot of people working every day to make it happen, and we're all on the same side of the fence here. So, with that being said, thank you.